The design of the trail is that you come up and you round the corner, and you may hear this waterfall before you see it.
It all began with the Daughters of the Republic of Texas wanting to save the historic sites of the Texas Revolution: San Jacinto, the Alamo, Washington on the Brazos, and Goliad. They convinced the state in 1907 to purchase those sites, making them the first state parks in Texas. During the Depression in 1933, President Roosevelt, as part of the New Deal Alphabet Super programs, created the CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps. Roosevelt called them the Tree Army, and the Corps set about building roads, lodges, bridges, trails, cabins, and more in hundreds of state, local, and national parks. Here in Tyler, they built the park itself. Between 1935 and 1938, treeless farmland was turned into this: Tyler State Park.
Try to imagine all of this without the trees. All of these trees were not here.
The Texas government had two departments devoted to the outdoors: the State Parks Board and the Game and Fish Commission. Governor John Connally wanted to streamline state government. 1963 was momentous in many ways. The Beatles released their first U.S. single. Lawrence of Arabia won the Oscar for Best Picture. And ending the year in tragedy, President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas. But it was also the year that Governor Connally got his way, and the Parks Board and Game and Fish Commission merged into the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. Families through the succeeding 5 decades have enjoyed the outdoors thanks to the TPWD.
You know, some people just enjoy camping or simply hiking in the woods. Or maybe fishing is your thing. Taking the rod and reel out to that great honey hole in some state lake and landing yourself a record bass. Or maybe your idea of outdoor fun is hunting for that trophy buck. Well, whatever it is you enjoy doing outdoors, the odds are the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department has made it possible.
Yeah, we get those visitors that come in and, you know, for lack of a better word, I have to say, complain because of the cost factor. And our job there is to try to educate them is that, hey, that we are not a burden on the taxpayers of the state of Texas, is that for the most part, Texas Parks and Wildlife, you know, generates revenue, and we try to get our users to pay for using our facilities. We have fee increases that has increased our revenue amounts. We try to pay our own way as much as possible.
There are 91 state parks, historical sites, and natural areas that total over 1 million acres in 98 counties. They host 8 million visitors a year and generate $793 million in sales and provide 12,000 jobs.
And I think we reflect on the last 50 years as some of the golden years of fish and wildlife conservation, but certainly as we look forward to the next 50 years, while our mission of stewarding the state's fish, wildlife, and parks and promoting compatible outdoor recreation isn't going to change one bit, but how we do it absolutely will change.
A 1993 tax on sporting goods was supposed to support the parks, but the most they ever got was 60% of the money. Today, it's closer to 25%.
Well, the House Bill 12 that was passed back in 2007 envisioned the possibility of 94% of that portion of the sales tax, called the sporting goods portion of the sales tax, would go to help support state parks and local park grant programs. The amount of funding that the department has received from that source has declined in recent years. Although, again, I must say that as the legislature has been working on the budget, they have been looking for ways to help put back more of that revenue stream into the budget.
The department needs $11 million, or 20 parks may close.
Fortunately, we were able to avoid park closures, and we did that in the face of some very formidable obstacles. We've been asked to reduce our budget substantially.
So far, it looks like they'll get a little over half that. That means 7 parks may be on the bubble. So is Parks and Wildlife a priority for Texas budget writers?
I'm cautiously optimistic. The legislative session isn't over.
You know, what we do is we just try to maintain what's been given to us over the years.
So who ran